Entrepreneurship 20. This is the Marketing for Entrepreneurship class. So this is really the second class in the entrepreneurship program. We've got a number of classes, but Entrepreneurship 1 tends to be the first class. But if you've not taken Entrepreneurship 1, don't worry. You could still do this class and still get a lot out of it. Um, so I'm going to take a few minutes. I'm going to review this class with you so that you've got a general idea of what we're trying to do. So I built this class so that you're sort of like building blocks, right? One part of the marketing plan leads to another part, and those things connect, and then one part leads to the other part, and they connect. And it works really, really well. It's not overly complicated. It does not necessarily result in a 40-page or 20-page marketing plan, but it will result in a pretty comprehensive, maybe 12 or 14 slide presentation deck, and which is honestly what most people want to see anyway. But you'll have a ton of support data behind that. So let's sort of get into it. The way that the class is laid out is pretty simple, and it's very, very consistent. So here we've got the course introduction. This is me babbling. We've got the presentation deck. I'm not going to use that, but you could go ahead and review it. And we got the syllabus and the course outline. About me, not important. The office hours kind of are. If you're on campus at any point, stop in, come see me. I love it when students pop in. I've got great coffee. I have arguably the best office on campus. It's not bigger, it's same size, but it's got a vibe, right? So come see me. I got a nice comfy leather a club chair. You can come sit down, have a cup of coffee. And I've also got a drawer with some snacks, which tends to be a pretty big draw for an 18-year-old. Not so much if you're a grown up, but hey, I like snacks. And so stop by, right? If you're not, send me a little text, right? I don't just open the Zoom automatically. I normally would just say, call me. And unless we need to physically review something, and then we could do that. Otherwise, just send me a text or send me or call me. Um, I will respond to text up until about 8 o'clock at night. After that, I just turn it off and I put it in my office and I start trying to turn my brain off so I can sleep. There are 3 extra credit assignments. I may add a fourth, but these are all pretty easy, right? And they're designed so that you can like just knock them out. Um, my recommendation is knock them all out as soon as possible because they're each worth about 25 points. And I really want you to get the points because life happens, right? You're going to miss an assignment and then you're going to be like, oh, I missed an assignment. But if you do an extra credit, you're like, I missed an assignment. And so there's less stress. There's already too much stress. I wouldn't freak out. And so, do the extra credit, super easy. This says Thanksgiving, but it's not really Thanksgiving. I do this in the fall, and this is one of those, what are you thankful for? And so I'm going to do it this semester too. I do it every semester, and I tend to do it near the end of the semester. And because we've all got like madness going on, right? We're incredibly busy, and we've got all these stresses, and so it's nice to like be like, hey, what are you thankful for? And sometimes it's really hard to stop and just you're like, okay, I'm thankful for what, right? And so I give you extra credit for that. So there's 4 extra credit assignments. There's no reason why you shouldn't get a great grade in this class. Yeah, you're going to miss an assignment, maybe 2 of them. Do the extra credit. You're not going to fret too much, right? So every class, every a week is laid out the same, right? There may be a lecture, and it depends on what's going on. Like if I see you guys are doing well, there'll be no lecture. But if I see that you're struggling with certain things, then maybe I'll throw a lecture in there the next week to sort of help bring it all back together. Most of the time, everybody's crushing, and I don't have to worry too much. But there'll be reading, right? So there's stuff you got to read. There is no book. There will be a book next semester. We just finished writing the book. So we'll have that next semester. And then there's videos. And the videos are really important because the videos connect back to the reading and to the assignments. And then there's going to be assignments, right? So this week it's kind of fun. Introduce yourself, say hello, tell me about an experience you've had with entrepreneurship, and then, assignment two, maybe a little bit deeper, right? I want to ask you, what do you do? And what does the business do? So right out of the gate, I use AI. And and I know there's a lot of the instructors on campus and up the hill at the universities and everywhere else that are freaking out about AI. I was just at a conference where there were 75 professors, real professors, from like Harvard, Columbia, Yale, Georgetown, and I was the only community college guy there, so it was kind of fun. They were looking at me like, "Why are you here?" And it was an event on AI, and they were freaking out. Right? It's kind of like our students are cheating. What are we going to do? And what they were trying to do was to try to find some policing tools. How do I know that they're using AI? I need to be able, and they were questioning the integrity of the work, and I was like, that's kind of a little backwards, right? We've got this really cutting edge innovative technology that is 100% going to disrupt. What is it? The current estimate is 300 billion jobs around not 300 billion, 300 million jobs are going to be disrupted around the world. And in the US, I mean, there's more research than you want to read on this stuff. In the US, they're just pointing to everything being disrupted by AI. So if AI is going to be that much of a disruptor, why are we running away from it, right? And we need to figure it out. So I use it. I'm going to use it in every project, and I'm going to use it in a bunch of the assignments. And in this one, if you don't have a business idea because you didn't take Entrepreneurship One, this is going to be really helpful to you. Just go to ChatGPT and say, I need help finding a business idea. I even give you the prompt, right? Hi, I had just uploaded my resume, which is what I recommend. If you don't have a business idea, upload your resume. If you don't have a resume, just say this is what I've done, right? And so, and I like to be nice with ChatGPT. Hi, how are you? Good morning. I always use a prompt like that, little salutation. It's my hope that when AI takes over, that they'll remember that I was nice to them. And so, say hi, right? I just uploaded my resume. I'm this years old. I'm married. I got kids. Whatever. I place. Tell them about yourself. And look, I'm looking for a couple business ideas. What do you think? And ChatGPT is going to start giving you some ideas. So this is the first opportunity for us to use AI. And so the first assignment is give me a business idea. So you don't need to pick the business idea that you think you're going to be doing for the next 30 years. You really don't. We need something we could work on, right? I've got I'm still an entrepreneur. I've got a team of four other people. We get together. We're getting together on Sunday, and we get together. We still talk about stuff, ideas that we can do, and companies we could start, et cetera, et cetera. And so one of the things that I do is I do these things that I've got you guys doing now, right? And 100% we're using AI to do everything. So that's week one. So let's take a look at week two, because week two we start getting into a little bit deeper. The reading is a little bit deeper. The assignments are a little bit deeper, and we have project one. So project one, I just made changes to it right now. So I just finished writing a book. Uh, Today's what, Friday? On Wednesday, and it's short. It's going to be like, I don't know, 60 pages, but it is a book on how do you write a business plan. And within it, I'm using AI extensively. As a matter of fact, let me pull up. I mean, it's still in Word. It's just been sent to an editor. So this is the cover for right now. I don't know. We'll see whether I keep that cover or not. I thought it was kind of fun. But I'm right up front, right, in collaboration with ChatGPT. And I mean, ChatGPT, and I wrote right out of the gate, too, did I use AI? Of course I used AI, right? And so what I have done is I've built these things called GPTs. Um, and what they do is they're guided. They will guide you through a process. So for example, project one, the very first thing you're going to do is you're going to open this thing. And it's going to take a minute to launch, and it's great. Let's get started with the name of your company. And it's going to guide you through this ridiculous process. God, what's the name of your company? I don't know. And this is a conversation you're going to get to have, right? I don't know. And so just no problem. Yeah, it's super common at this stage. What's your business idea and who's your target customer? And by the way, your answer is going to how it responds to you is very dynamic. It's going to respond to you the way that it does based on your answer to it. So so like for example, this one, you're going to go through, you're going to run that GPT, and then you're going to create a presentation, a video. So you're going to either maybe build something in PowerPoint, or you're just going to do a talking head. You're going to turn your video on and you're going to face it. You're going to give me a 2-minute presentation on essentially what you've learned, right? And tell me about your company. I've also got sample videos that I've already created. And for a business, I may actually start this thing still. I don't know. Let me see how bored I am this summer. And then there's some more extensive instructions on using this particular builder. And this is right out of the book. I just copy and dumped it and right into this book. So it's going to tell you this is great. So I built this book for our Entrepreneurship 30 class, which is the business planning class. So each of these pieces, this will be exactly what you do when you get into the business planning class. So that's how the class is laid out, right? You've got stuff to read, and there's a lot of reading. You've got videos to watch, and there's no like filler videos. There's no like, oh, I feel like there should be another video. If I didn't like watch that video and wasn't like, wow, that's a good video, it doesn't make it onto this list. So they're all worth it. And all of these readings tend to be really dynamic. I mean, some of them are old, but it's kind of like, that's still solid advice. And so do the reading. Don't cheat yourself is the key. Can you just blow through this class, do the GPTs, get a good grade? Yeah. Are you going to walk out of this class like feeling confident that you can really go create a marketing plan for a new venture? Maybe if you're delusional, you will. But the reality is that I have these readings here because it's important you understand them. The CMO surveys that I put up here. I'm going to see if I found a 2025 report. I'll see if I can upload it. But that 2024 report is still brilliant. And so I don't have these readings up here unless they're worth it. Same thing with the videos. If you don't want to sit and watch the video, I get it. Just start the video, put your buds in your ear, put your phone in your pocket, go for a walk. Okay. Everything will be all better. And your dog will be happy if you take them along. And so that's how this is laid out every week. Every week, there's a couple of assignments. There'll be a little project. There'll be lots of support material. Um, there's some really innovative um, strategies that we're going to have in here, right? Jobs to be done, and this is really interesting. Lucky brand, ebook. There's some interesting stuff in here. We're incorporating this into the Marketing for Entrepreneurs book. It was done a couple weeks ago, but it's in editing, and so I can't give it to you yet. So you're going to have to just use some of these writings that I put together. At the end, when you're done, when you get to the end, you're going to have a beautiful 12, 14 page marketing plan for a company. And by the way, those GPT links, keep them, save them into your folders. And hopefully 5 years from now, you'll be able to go use them. I'm continuing to update those things. I'm continuing. So, like right now, what I've been doing this last 2 days is testing them aggressively. So I take it, it gives me the answers. I take the conversation flow, I give it back to ChatGPT, and I'm like, how could we make this conversation better? And then we change the instructions. And so you may find that if you take this section in this class, and then you take a business 30 next year, that you're gonna be like, oh, I already did this one, but the experience might be a little bit different, might be a little bit tighter. It might, and I'm trying to figure out how I can. It's going to be better, right? Because I'm pretty stoked about it, and I am like a little kid right now with a new toy. I want everybody to see my new toy. And so I'm putting this thing everywhere I possibly can because this is something I wish I'd have had 30 years ago. If I had something like this 30 years ago. Oh, I'm still pretty happy with where I ended up, but still, that could have been, maybe fewer bumps in the road. So if you need to reach me, you know how to do that. Go to the top of the page, hit that contact info, send me a text, give me a phone call. And it's always better to send the text first, just in case I'm in class or in the middle of something, and then we can for sure set up a chat. All right, everybody. I hope I didn't babble too much. This is what happens if I had 2 cups of coffee already. And like I said, I'm pretty excited about this AI thing and how I think it can really be incredibly helpful for new entrepreneurs that are sort of swinging the bat for the first time, or some of us old dogs that are swinging the bat for the 13th time. How it can help us be smarter and make better decisions. So I hope this was helpful. And if you got questions, just reach out, hit me up, and we'll chat. Peace.